I'm sippin', 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 I'm sippin'.
Sippin', I'm sippin', I'm sippin', I'm sippin', I'm sippin', I'm sippin', I'm sippin'.
This is Sippin' with Sammie. I am Sippin' with Sammie. Sam Malone, Barstool, Rug. If you ain't sippin' with Sammie, you ain't sippin' right. Get your fucking life together.
Oh.
And I got Saf.
I'm in the building. Yo.
First and foremost, I'd like to compliment the beautiful tank top that Sonny Bricks is donning tonight.
Oh, you like this?
Yeah, man.
You like this
Every woman needs a bar stool. That's heavy.
Mm-hmm.
Someone brilliant came up with that.
I wonder who that would be.
Because I happen to wear my heart bar stool.
Are you? Yo,
today.
that's funny.
You know what I'm saying? I just found a box that got some leftover Warriors.
Well, I need some more.
Yeah, I still got a few pups. I still got the logo joints with it on the side, and I still got that, and I still got these. About a handful of piece.
But this is hilarious that we wore these today. This, like,
no, that's funny as shit. When you came in, I was like, "You got that shirt on?" And mind you, I was nodding up. Oh shit, get the fuck out of here.
Yo, this is hilarious.
Let's drink to that.
Yo, we definitely got to drink to that.
You know I'm Steezel.
Great minds definitely.
My
thinking
Neasel
like,
for Sheezel if you don't get no Beezel.
Oh. For she's with my knees.
No, but yeah, like I said,
that was heavy. That was already heavy.
Y'all can get them. What you how you feel? What you been up to? Talk to me.
I'm feeling kind of good today.
Oh.
Yeah, and I don't even like. I'm just feeling some positive energy. I'm just feeling that I'm on the brink of my greatness. You know, it's just some good things happening. So I'm feeling kind of good right now.
I like hearing. I feel like I'm on the brink of my greatness. That sounds so dope. That's a post, and it's crazy because in this climate of the way people think that you're supposed to always brag and post and stuff like that,
right?
It would seem like you're just playing along with whatever the game everybody else is playing, but I know where you
genuine.
at. So that's ill as fuck. That might be a shirt for you.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I like that. But continue. I'm sorry. It sounded great.
Nah, so that's just where I'm at right now. Like I said, for a lot of particular reasons and for no particular reason at all. Like, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling myself.
Hey,
so,
now check you out. Feeling yourself. Feeling yourself.
Yeah.
Feeling yourself.
How you doing, bro?
Oh, my bad. I'm good, man. I think I mentioned it on here. I know I mentioned it to you. It's been a while since I seen Grandma.
Mm-hmm.
So in the last couple weeks, I've seen her a couple times.
Oh, that's
One of them times being yesterday, I had to go over the house and help my dad do something for the house, and she's so excited. And remember, you used to come and we used to get breakfast and we used to just talk, and I feel like don't nobody but me and you just talk how we talk and we understand each other, and it's just like, man.
Right.
And
well, that's good 'cause I know it's been a minute.
Actually, I want to talk to you about something. Can you pass me that newspaper? The Daily News yesterday, which I asked her to pick it up because I wanted to have time to read it. It was the past 190 years of black people in Philadelphia versus the police. So when I got there, my grandma was reading it. And she was perplexed because she stuck between, I wanted to give it to your dad, but I kind of want to give it to you. So I'm like, I'll just get another copy. You know what I mean? But it detailed a lot of shit from back then till now, and just listening to her perspective as somebody that was there,
right.
It's strange because my grandfather and them kept her so sheltered, I guess, and I feel like
like
she
what they
was,
say, a kept woman.
Yeah, and I feel like she was just so focused on what she had to keep that she didn't realize how bad it was.
Oh, wow.
And she said they used to tell her, but she used to,
that's a blessing for her.
Used to roll off her back type of thing. And I was just like, that's amazing. But then she was kind of getting into, like, at one point she said something that reminded me, like, yeah, that's what upset me so much a couple weeks ago was what they went through. You see what I'm saying? But it was just fun talking to her. So I feel good about that in general.
That's
but it's
good.
just, I always learn something talking to that lady. I learned about ancestors I didn't know I had talking to her yesterday.
That's dope.
So
She's a matriarch, so that's a blessing to have her around.
Yeah.
To still be able to get that information.
She's still acting up though. She canceled the appointment, act like she ain't canceled. She's same games.
She
doing what she do, man. Schemes.
She still have her though.
No, I mean, listen. She's been doing good, so we can reschedule that appointment. We ain't going but
right.
Sheesh.
Right. But I saw some of your posts. You were posting some of the pages of the article with some of the events that were happening and transpiring, and it's crazy that it's been occurring even in our city for so long. I don't think a lot of people even
realize that. Yeah,
you know, the history of that, and the things that happen in our system in our city. I know I can't speak to it. I wish you had the paper because it was, I think, in like 2013. It was like the development of some type of reform organization. But in 2014 was like when we had a police killing, like right after that, and it was directly related, not directly related, but the two organizations were kind of countered. I wish you had the article too, but it was interesting. It was interesting. I saw some of it just from your post.
Yeah. Something that was interesting too with watching her go through the paper, because she's reading it or going over it, like glossing over it in front of me. And it which is amazing. 94, she really can still read.
But I'm about to say it's interesting because of her age. Like, so not only the fact that she can still read at 94, but like you said, from her perspective, even for her to not have been directly impacted because her family protected her, her husband protected her, her sons protected her. You know, that's just
no, that was crazy. But
remarkable.
I'm watching her, and she goes through the paper, and she gets to the move bombing pictures.
Right.
And she says, first thing out of her mouth, and I'm not sure which page she's really looking at, and she's like, oh, that must be a movie. And then she reads above it, and she said, oh, that was the thing on Osage. And she didn't realize how bad that was. And she lived 10 minutes from there.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? But it was crazy because I literally watched her say, oh, that must be a movie. And I'm like, what's a movie in this section? Everything in this section is real pictures.
I saw that because that was right after they said the first black mayor when they were talked about Wilson Good. And then right after that was the move. The
move bombing. And I'm like, and mind you, I just watched the move video on a situation this year, last few months. So while watching it, I realized it was the same video that I'd seen before. I thought it was something different. But then it's like, you just reminded of how dumb and hateful that shit was. Like, y'all took out a whole community, essentially, because y'all was upset at
literally
one
a whole block
house on the block. And, like, what's the science behind if we set the top of the house on fire, everybody has to run out? Where is that reign true at? How do we know when you set shit on fire, exes don't get blocked like they did? How do you, like, it's smoke inhalation? There's all type of shit.
Why would you use this as a tactic
Why
anyway?
would you
that
set a fire to a building that has gas lines connected to every other building on the block?
Yeah, that doesn't even make sense. That tactic just wasn't thoughtful anyway.
Everybody that was a part of that should be locked up. We locking up cops for standing by now. They should all be locked up.
I agree.
Like,
I agree
that's crazy, but like,
I agree.
As hurtful as it was, it's still so funny and, you know, fun talking to her that it was light, and I didn't have to read it. I skimmed through it. I saw some things, but it's just, them dates ain't stopped. That's all the way up until today. That 190 years stops 2020 on there. It ain't stopping 2090 to 2009, right? 1995. It's these are current stories. Yeah. And motherfuckers is acting like, well, that's not. And you know what's crazy? That's the irony of COVID and the irony of this police brutality shit. When all the protesting and the rioting and the looting started, what happened? All the Atlanta people said our city ain't like that. And what happened? They had back-to-back situations that show that they city still on some bullshit as far as the cops go. And then certain people that, oh no, fuck COVID, this, that, and the third, or the NBA player that touched all the microphones, they keep popping up with the shit. It's like, it's right, karmic,
ironic
the way this shit go.
I heard there was a 30-year-old who didn't believe COVID existed. I just heard this on the news this morning, and he went to, I guess, an anti-COVID party, and he died. So that's crazy. So it's just like you said, the irony of people, like, you know, the pastor who still had his sermons, and, you know, so it's a lot of those.
And it's crazy.
Ironic situations.
I follow, my man is a photographer. He do all the parties. And he ain't stopped posting pictures yet, right? For one. So you see these dudes, everything, I guess, private location, whatever have you. But they're packed. And everybody's in pictures with everybody. And nobody has a mask on. and you see a bunch of chicks, pool parties and stuff. So you see all these bodies and all of that. And the irony in looking at these pictures is like, she bad as shit, but she dumb as fuck right now. Like, I'm glad I seen her badass during now to know, like, if I ever run into her, she dumb as shit. Like, it's bad to, like, and I don't like to, like, really want to call you dumb, but when you're at a party nowadays where there's no social distancing, when everybody's acting as if it's last summer,
Right.
then these are people that haven't social distance quarantined the whole time.
Yeah.
A lot of them. And y'all all sharing hookahs, convinced that you just using your little cap changes the fact that y'all sharing hookah.
Like your droplets is not still in there. Like
Like,
you're not breathing into the same tube.
You're inhaling it. Face like
Right.
you're going head first into the
Yeah.
when hookah's already dangerous for your health. Let me mention that. And they gonna say all smoke is, but like hookah's another level.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just a lot of it's a lot that I want to say today. I had a conversation with someone
Talk to me.
who told me that they didn't believe it existed. This was just like last week. And I'm like, well, you know, I had a family member that passed away, and she was like, well, do you think that it could have been something else? I'm like, not really, because they collapsed walking into work and never woke up again and died. Like, I really don't think that it was in, like, you know what I mean? Like, with knowing what's going on, yes, I'm not going to be naive to say that people didn't have underlying conditions and all that. We understand that. However, they were living with this underlying condition for as long as they were, and this other thing that's invisible to the eye that is affecting our globe exists.
I mean, all right, people been getting high for years. Fentanyl is something different.
Right.
So you can have a problem. Once fentanyl get introduced to it, different fucking problem.
Right.
Period.
Right.
Like, for all
So
you
the
idiots
fact
that
it's
only
people that
understand
still
street
don't
terms.
think that it even exists. Like, it's the government. Like, I don't think like they gonna fuck up this much money for something that don't exist. Like, I don't think that every country is gonna be on the same, and they're not on the same page. So I don't feel like
But have the
every
same
country is
problem.
gonna have the same problem.
Most continents have the same problem.
Right, but some of them are. But we're the ones that are handling
And
it the worst.
out of all of them.
Like, there are countries that are doing far better than
But
we
we
are.
the biggest, baddest motherfuckers on the block.
Like, the epicenter for the globe is now here. Like,
But you know what? That's stuff they talk about in all the religious books, how your pride backfires.
Mhm.
Us being so arrogant and so cocky and so spoiled, because that's part of it. We're so spoiled that you can't keep us in the house.
right.
The places that got rid of it and had the biggest reaction to it outside of this country, like really shut shit down, it was because people have to listen to them.
Right.
We ain't gotta listen to no fucking body.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But what amazes me about this country is, even through the bullshit and the fact that we're right back where we started,
And worse.
and worse, than when everybody went in the house and now everybody's back out the house, which is crazy as fuck. But the thing that's bigger than that is that New York suppressed it. The most
I was gonna say
crowded
that.
motherfuckers out
I was
here
gonna say that.
figured it out.
I was gonna
They
say
in
that.
projects even if they in middle class, but they figured it out.
Yep.
And I don't understand you motherfuckers that just want to like. And then I'm looking at these pictures and I'm paranoid because I'm worried about grandma, my mom, my dad, other people like that. Y'all got kids and shit.
Yo, selfishly, I'm worried about me
Y'all got
because
kids.
it's so new. You don't know about the long-term effects. People, it's not even been here for 6 months, and people are talking about fogginess, fatigue. They can't remember. They can't. The scarred lungs. Like, it's so many
You don't
long-term
even
effects
know what happens
that
after the fact. Yeah.
I'm cool. Like, yeah, I'm concerned about all those people you mentioned, but I'm also concerned about myself and my future as well. So,
Well, see, like in a lot of ways, in my head, the way I thought growing up, 30 was far as fuck for me. Nigga old in my head.
right.
So I'm not tripping about me if whatever I was doing was for the right reasons, the right purpose, the right intention.
Right.
Like, I'm not rushing to an amusement park or to go on vacation and no shit like that.
Yo,
Because I'll wait.
I don't get it.
But if I'm doing my job and something happens or whatever have you, so be it. But I don't want outside of me them being affected by what happened to me for them to be sick.
Do you think as a season pass holder, I don't want to go and enjoy the perks of the money that I pay? Like, I'm not going to any of these places. Like, I feel like, yo,
I
my
be
family
forgetting
is
you be having season pass. I
yo,
need
my
to hit
family
you
is
up.
at the beach today, yo, and I was like, I'm not going. I told my cousin I wasn't going. Like, I got literally 10 people at the beach to literally today.
I'm mulling
3 different parties. And I'm like, yo, I'm not going. Why you not going? I'm not going. What if my kids got to go to the bathroom? They not using this public bathroom? Like, no.
Listen, I'm anxious about going to a private beach situation with a house on the beach.
Right. You know, I told we're doing it.
And I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna do about it, but
we're booking it. That's what we're gonna do about it. Like, bottom line.
It still makes me anxious. Like, all of that shit gives me anxiety right now, man. And the way my brain is set up, I gotta minimize my anxiety because
absolutely. I'm not gonna go on vacation and be anxious and stressed out because I'm concerned about.
But then the thing is, once I get there, it's gonna be fuck it. I'm here.
Not for me. Like,
but at the same time, that's the problem.
So I can't go to Six Flags.
I can't set myself
and
up
get on every
to do
ride,
that.
even if I got a flash pass and be like, damn, they not cleaning it between every ride or whatever they doing. Like, I'm not going to Six Flags and not enjoying myself. So fuck it. Like,
yeah,
that's when it's fuck it. Fuck it. I'm not going.
Yeah, and that's no, but that's what I'm saying. Like, when I get somewhere, I try to have a blast. So in order to avoid what I know I'm gonna do, I just won't go.
That's what I'm saying.
So we saying the same thing.
Right.
Like, that's my point. Like,
fuck it though. Like, fuck
I know
it, though.
me. I know. I see beach. I see this. I see that. Then, yo, it's vacation.
Right.
Fuck it. I already got on and off the plane. Whatever's going to happen at this point, going to happen.
I'm so scared,
anyway.
yo.
So, you know what I'm going to do to avoid those thoughts? Stay my ass off the plane.
Yo, I was scared of planes anyway.
place.
I mean, definitely was my mode of transportation because I'm definitely not driving anywhere and I'm not taking nobody train. But yo, I used to be leery of planes too. I used to like low key almost hold my breath so that I wouldn't be breathing other people's air. Like,
no, because
that was pre-coronavirus. That was pre-coronavirus. Like, yes,
it's recycled air. When somebody sneezed or coughed on the plane in the old days, my mom had my brain set up where I was worried about that shit.
Yes.
Like, and that was before COVID.
That's what I'm saying. I've already.
You're right. And
like I wasn't sharing my weed prior to COVID. Like, I was always a solo.
No, that's what's funny. Shout out to the homie. He called us on it on the episode. Like, I see how y'all just smoking your old. Like, no, we've been doing this, baby. This is what. But see, we getting off it. But that's what my people do. Male or female, if you my folk, whatever your habit is, you come with it, and you ain't worried about, and nobody else needs it because everybody got it.
Exactly.
So it's cool.
But no, mine was also from a space of germophobia.
Yeah, I mean, just I come from an era where you don't kiss motherfuckers and all that. So why I'm swinging L's to niggas that do shit that I probably would never do.
Right. Or just bottom line, I don't know what you doing
in their darkest hours.
Guess what? I don't know what you doing. So yeah, I'm gonna keep it to myself.
And like, I'd rather give you an L, bro. Like, you fucking up my rhythm. It's just like on this podcast. I don't light a L and burn it straight through.
Right.
And it don't go out because I'm talking all the time. Sometimes it is. But it's a pace.
Right.
Once I'm smoking with you, now I hit it, pass it. You're going to pass it back. You're going to be waiting for me to hit it to pass it back.
Right.
Now I'm smoking faster than I want to smoke.
Yo, I just told my folks that my new smoking friend that I was like, yo, I think we're going to have to roll personals because, like, when you hoove, I'm so used to be by myself. So I'm looking like, yo, is he going to pass the weed? Like, dude, is you going to pass the weed?
I got the opposite problem. I'm so used to smoking by myself that if I am smoking with somebody, I always forget to give them the weed back.
Yeah.
So then I wind up giving them a L anyway.
Right.
Because it's like, I just burnt this whole joint. My bad. I forgot.
Right.
Like,
yeah,
I'm not used to it no
personals.
more. And it's crazy because shout out to Coop. Coop said, Tay, I remember when them L's would go 4 ways. And it's like, damn. I was young as shit them days when I think about like how we was moving back then. Like, I remember when it went from, and we always had exotic, what they called it back in the day. But back in the day, you smoked what you smoked. Even me and you, we would have some Reggie, some exotic, whatever the fuck.
Right.
But I remember giving niggas the speech like, yo, we ain't smoking no more Reggie at no cookouts. No events. We not going to no party smoking. Don't pull that shit out your pocket. I got something. You get some mix. But we not. I'm not sitting around smelling all the finest and you burning something that smell like down the street. I'm not doing it. And I remember that. But now everybody smoking loud, supposedly. But like,
I don't know, because some of the shit I be getting ain't loud. I be like, and I done converted because I was definitely a Reggie person too.
I got some motherfucking damn it.
Oh, I got the goddamn it too, but I didn't came across something that's like, that's not that.
It's a little weird period going on right now too, and I think a lot of it has to do with problems occurring through shipping and shit like that right now.
Yeah.
and just like any other time that happens, it causes what we call a drought, but I don't want to call it a drought.
Right.
But people start getting off everything that's left when that happens.
Even the dispensary ain't had no weed though. Like,
no, that's what I'm saying. Shipping is becoming a problem. We seen it happen with backwoods before COVID, just from the hurricanes and shit. So like, imagine now when the whole world is shut down. At a certain point, they was able to ship out what they had, but
right.
if motherfuckers wasn't working, how are they reproducing? They keep doing that same thing over and over again.
Right.
At some point, there's going to be a break. The food is going to get fucked up at some point too.
I know. Especially these stupid ass spotted
and it's
lantern
already
flies.
fucked up, but you know what I mean.
Them stupid ass spotted lantern flies though.
Yo, you funny as shit.
Yo, because they eat your plants and vegetation and stuff too. Like, yo, they starting to turn red now, which means they grow. Yo. And
they jump across the street from your fucking eyelash. Like, what
so,
the fuck just happened?
Amongst all that, so with the spotted lantern flies, goddamn climate change, nobody to pick the goddamn crops or shit the crops.
Them people getting sick, contaminating stuff, all type of shit that's going on. Like,
yo.
And I mean,
wash your vegetables and stuff too. It's not just the meat. Make sure you wash your fruit and vegetables.
But you see, like, I always should anyway. You know anything about pesticides? Wash your shit off.
Yes.
But you even know, like, I've been ordering out more than I was a few weeks ago, a few weeks ago, I should say. But I'm still super skeptical. Like, I was in a rush, had a long day. I called en route to order food, so by the time I get there, I could just grab it and go. And when I got to the window, I'm like, they don't even got masks on.
Yo.
And it's like, I ordered it, and it's like, yo, why y'all put me in this position, yo?
Yo, I ain't even gonna hold you. Yesterday, I wanted to get, I was hungry yesterday. I was just thinking of all the stuff I can get. I wanted to go to the farmer's market, so I started off good. I'm like, all right, farmer's market. I'm like, they close at 5 o'clock. I'm like, all right, I'm thinking all these places. I'm like, SolidWorks. I'm like, they close, they not even open no more on Sea Line Avenue, right? So I'm thinking all this stuff. I'm like, all right, maybe I can go to Whole Foods, Panera Bread. I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna just go uptown. But then I see the halal truck. I'm like, oh, I could get me some street meat, right?
Yeah.
But I was like, no go, because like, I can't do it. I'm just not gonna be able to do it. Like, and I wanted it bad too. I did. So I came across the same problem yesterday. I was just like, that's
it's crazy, yo. And it's crazy because like I was talking to Jeezy. Shout out to the homie.
Shout out.
I was telling him, God willing, this shit will clear up at some point. It's very soon would be a good time for him to find his restaurant and do his motherfucking thug thizzle. And he said he on it. So we gonna send good energy that way. Everybody that's watching this,
definitely.
That care
Shout
about me,
out
care
Jeezy.
about
Shout
my
out
folks.
to the homie.
We gonna make sure that we congratulate him when he come through with the blessing too, because it's gonna happen.
I know it is.
You know what I mean?
He's
it's gonna
definitely
happen.
He got the work ethic. He definitely is amazing with what he does.
I'm about to say he got a hand.
Yeah.
So it is what it is.
So they going to go hand in hand.
Yeah, it's crazy. He the one that was with me when I fell off the bike early. I was riding bikes.
Oh wow!
I went to mall crib, chilling at mall.
I saw
crib.
they be riding bikes and everybody been riding the bikes.
Yeah, but we was just chilling. Maul was about to go to work. And Jeezy, I guess he was texting Maul.
I think Maul been riding bikes too.
Yeah, he began to then.
But we used to do spin classes, take the same spin class. So
Jeezy pull up winded. We like, how far you rode? He like, from the crib. Like, yo, cut it out, yo. So anyway, he got a nice bike too, nice cannon dash, it's sexy, nice seat on it. But
yeah, I'm about to Brody my dad for his truck. He got this nice truck in the garage and he ain't been on it forever. I'm about to, and my dad, we got the same like length. My dad got short legs, like 30. I'm like, yeah, I can get on that joint.
You said a truck?
Yep.
Yeah. Fucking.
It's the post office joint with all the post office emblems and all that shit on. Like, that joint nice.
No, I know you got a joint. I know your pop. He ain't got no bullshit in there.
Exactly. He made a couple stacks.
I was about to say he still got it.
Yeah.
He ain't been on it. He still got it. That mean it's some shit.
Right.
But no, like we Maul went to work. Me and Jeezy like, fuck it, we out. So we riding. We wound up riding down the playground and shit, chilling for a minute. And it's just like, the reason I bought my bike when COVID started was because I missed the joy. Like, I needed to do something that I would be able to do during COVID, and I knew how much joy it brought me just to ride a bike.
Right.
Just to have the wind blowing in your face, be laughing and shit, and just going wherever you want. Like, it's just I mean.
Yeah, I'm a nut. So going downhill is so great. Going uphill is a
No, but that's what's funny too, because we was talking about the routes people been taking, and you know, niggas like, yo, the ride to Kelly Drive is the shit.
Sweet.
The ride back, and it's funny because it's like one of the things I always remind people when they be like, yeah, I'm going to go walk down the drive. I'm going to go walk in. I'm going to ride the bike. I'm like, all right, remember one thing. Wherever you park, however far you walk, you got to walk back. So don't walk till you tired and then decide to walk back.
Right.
Because it's the same distance that got you tired that you got to walk back while you tired. Same with riding a bike. Like, if you got to go back while you still can.
Speaking of, did you hear the city? So, you know, I was training for the Broad Street Run, and the city just canceled all those type of events till next year.
Till February. So, where'd you hear it first?
Well, you're going to hear it first.
Where'd you hear it first? I said this shit in March.
Well, yeah.
I said this shit in March.
You definitely did.
I said it in March. I said it on, check out the All Left podcast.
You definitely did.
I said it on there, and I got rolled on by the homies. But cancel this year. Like, it's a wrap. And you know what's crazy? Y'all solidified it when everything jumped back up. There was still a possibility to have Christmas. Not that you care about Christmas, but I'm just saying, like, that time of year, New Year's shit might have been normal.
Right.
Y'all fucked it up. So
yeah, they did.
We Februarying it out, man. Told y'all, cancel summer, cancel the rest of the year. Nobody sponsoring or insuring any events at a time where they know it's a high likelihood of it either causing an outbreak or getting canceled.
Yeah. So,
but I get them emails, so I knew that shit. And when I say I get them emails, it's not even on no arrogant shit. It's like we work in a profession we work in. So like I lost a lot of money this year that I'm not complaining about.
I get them too, but I was still hopeful because, like I said, they pushed it back, so I was still hopeful. I be really optimistic about things. I be seeing what is probably going to be, but I always live by prepare for the worst, but expect the best. Yeah. So I be kind of expecting the best, but.
I mean, you gotta remain optimistic because everybody needs some sunshine on their face for a reason.
That's
you see what I'm
why
saying?
Sunny Rick.
It is what it is. Oh my goodness.
Sunshine on all of your days.
I also think that one thing I'll do, and if y'all need me to do anything similar, hit me up, reach out, make an offer. I think I'm gonna host a virtual concert soon. Think it's in the works. The concert is happening. We figuring out what's gonna go on, but
I want to talk about, not on camera, on screen, but something off camera about a concert too. Something we talked about with somebody.
Yeah, but, well, let's figure it out.
Yeah, I think I got a dope idea. I think somebody's done it on the West Coast. I didn't even know, but yeah,
we'll talk about it. But it's things that can be done.
I'm sure it is. This is definitely the time to be real creative. It's another thing that you said, and I mentioned it a few weeks ago. At the beginning of all this was that you were interested to see the creativity that came out of this, and it's been some really good music. Not only just music, but it's just been great art, literal art, movies, documentaries, just spoken word. It's just been a lot of things that I've seen. Even like the one picture that grasped me as a dancer is the ballerina in front of the graffiti. That really spoke to me. So. It's been a lot of real dope art that came out of this.
The wedding picture of the people that was downtown when we was marching that day with the protesters, that was heavy. The picture of the young man in his cap and gown in front of the burning police station was heavy. Yeah, I've seen some joints. I've seen things more recent than those, but those just so much power in that shit, man. And that's why art is subjective, because you could look at the picture of the couple that's just got married and that's going on, and you could take a lot of different things from that, but there's a lot of optimism that you could gain from that, as much as you could pull negative from it if you wanted to. If you wanted to, not that you would, but you see what I'm saying. Like, there's a wide gauge of how do you feel when you see this, right? Do you want to be upset at the people for ruining their day? Right. That they didn't ruin because COVID already did it? Like, what do you want to feel about this? Right. Or do you want to see the fact that they got to celebrate their union with a bunch of people that's making history, and they're a part of history on that day, and they're as excited to be there as they would have been in a courtyard with flowers behind them. Right. So I don't know. I think about shit like that when I look at things that come from revolutionary things.
So something that I want to get your feeling on, because it was something that I spoke to we mentioned a couple weeks ago, and I thought that I saw some change coming, and you didn't see it yet. But now I want to ask you, and I'm over asking the question, but I want to ask you your opinion on NFL and all of their changes so far. Their comments, their commentary, their statements, name changes. What is your opinion on that? Is it enough yet for you?
No, I don't think that enough owners have spoken up yet, and I know why. Because of political affiliation. I'm not gonna act like it's a dark secret. Like, I know what it is. I don't think that overall every sports team has made the adjustments that they need in branding alone.
Mm-hmm.
We found out less than 24 hours ago that the Redskins are going to change their name, which I think is one of the points that you're alluding to.
Right.
But you know what's crazy about that?
What's up?
They wrote it on Redskins letterhead with the whole thing on the top of it. Could at least drew a line through it.
Right.
Like, showed us that it was official.
Think they're creative, yo.
It was official, but
think they're fucking
like,
smart. Think they're smart.
I mean, it's just like.
So I definitely.
And if you read the I'm sorry.
No,
if you read the statement made by the owner, he says to please our sponsors and our he literally says because y'all made me do this shit because I would never do this shit, and that's like what I see with people in political positions, even down to like sheriffs and police deputies and chiefs and stuff. They're making stands that they don't have to make just so that their base and their people that think like them know I'm still with y'all though. Like the sheriff that came out and said, I mean, they said the state has to wear masks, but I'm not going to enforce it. Why did you come out and say I'm not going to enforce it?
Right.
And that's because you want your people to be like, oh, he's still one of us.
Right.
Where you could have just not enforced it, and more people would have worn it than now.
Not because you said you're not going to. Right. So
like you didn't have to say shit. You said so for a reason.
Right. So I'm kind of thinking, and again, I'm not as informed and knowledgeable about the NFL.
Sports and NFL, yeah.
But do you think that Roger Goodell might be leading by an example? As a whole, so I know that the NFL is made of numerous teams,
right?
But as the whatever he is of the NFL, creating the president, but creating that conversation, do you think he? I think that he initiated the change and started to lead by example.
I think he set a precedent that a lot of billionaires don't have to respect, unless he sets.
Unless there's a reason for them to have to respect, unless it touches their pockets, and that's all they care about at the end of the day.
And that's the funny thing, like, and what people don't realize, like, we talk about how big a business these sports teams is. In the NFL, there are collectives of billionaires that own each and every team, right? So you have multiple people with billions and billions of dollars that everything that they've made their money off of makes them more money than the NFL. This is fun for them. They will suffer on that side because they're not going to suffer anywhere else.
Right. But that's when I feel like the consumer power and all of that also could.
I mean, well, that's what happened with the Redskins.
Impact
a collective of people that had damn near $1 trillion. You talking about $670 billion worth of motherfuckers say, yo, we ain't fucking with them.
Right.
But people are saying, well, they only did it because of that. When's the last time you heard some shit like that happening
anyway, right?
That's an accomplishment because they understand that their bottom line will be affected if they're connected. That's what I said in the beginning. When we start burning down Target, now Target got to fucking say something. You see what I'm saying? Like, it goes back to what I've been saying. Like, whether they doing it for the right reasons or not, they're being forced into that.
Right.
And mind you, on top of losing, because I said the revenue is not a whole thing, but it's embarrassing if you lose that team that way. Because what if the whole city pull out? What if you have to, like, what if somebody's able to buy it because of the value and you got to let it go? Like, what do you, like, that's embarrassing to them. Also, the other side of it is like, you don't want to be blatantly on the wrong side of history.
Right. Yeah, we know that.
But this is the same guy less than 10 years ago said we're never changing the name ever. And you can write that in big letters. So it's like, I mean, we know it's a money play, but I'll take it because, like I said, I learned about ancestors. I learned that closer than I think there's white in my family, similar to what you was telling us, and that right next to them is native. Because I don't want to call them Indians or Native Americans. I don't do that because that don't make sense to me. But it's native people. And
definitely don't get the Indians. Like,
even if they wasn't a part of me, I come from a line of struggle one way or another, and they was here first. We got dropped off on they shit,
right?
And in some ways get treated better than them after getting the worst of everything that this country has to fucking offer for 400 and some. You know what I mean? But it's like I feel for them, like, and that's what makes me mad when it's like name a group that hasn't been at some point in a bad position because of another group. Whether that's your country lost the war to somebody or somebody enslaved people or the Holocaust or whatever have you. It should make you empathetic.
Right.
It shouldn't make you say, well, but we did that. And especially when we're talking about a country that was built by and shits on till this day. One group. And then lumps in anybody that looks like them with their group, or anybody that's in their social standing with that group. Everything that they change because of civil rights, because of Black Lives Matter, elevates other groups. We seen what just happened with the LGBTQ community a few weeks back. Right. When they said, oh, no, the same thing that applies to y'all too.
That was the same thing as with women's rights. I mean, in the early precedents of civil rights movements.
Because what happens is, it's about equality. So it's not about necessarily black people being treated, one, better, which is unfathomable at this point, but two, in a way that they don't expect anyone else to. Nothing that's been passed yet can be considered, what's it called? What do we deserve?
Reparations?
Reparations. Nothing that's been done yet can be considered reparations. You know why? Because it applies to more than just us. When they give us something that's just for us, that could be a part of reparations. And that's another thing people got to realize, because we keep having this random conversation about reparations on here. Reparations doesn't have to come in one shot. We keep thinking of it like a package, like this your bundle,
right?
And it's over. No, you motherfuckers can do this, and then when you're able to, do this, and then this. But it could be written out.
Right.
So that it's just like salary caps in sports. All right, well, we want you. We're going to make sure this shit total $200 million. But these next 2 years, we can't give you 30 a year. We can give you 16. But on that third year, you get 46.
All right.
And on the fourth year, you get 50. And on the fifth year, you see what I'm saying?
Right.
That's how this shit works.
Right.
It's fucking business. And mind you, we're not trying to get one-shot deals because we're trying to get something that helps generations of our people.
Absolutely.
So that actually makes sense.
It absolutely makes sense. I think it makes. Absolutely, we need reparations in every form. But I think that it
don't have to come in one way.
Right, but it shouldn't come in one way either.
I mean, in one package. My bad.
Right, because I think people need to understand, like we talked about in the very last episode, if I'm not mistaken, or last time we were talking. People don't understand the hundreds and the centuries of years of damage that our people have withstood. So it takes a lot of information. It takes a lot of empowerment. You can't just give somebody $350,000 and think that everybody's going to be good, because everybody doesn't know what to do with $350,000. So to me, it needs to come into more forms and in additional forms than just that. Yeah, I want my 350 or whatever it is, but also I think, like you said, there needs to be steps and levels and stages of it, so that it's ensured that generational wealth is established.
Yeah, because like we say, equality is equity. Equality is equity. Equality is equity. Like, because even if we want to talk about the bullshit, the violence and stuff that we have to go through, or the being pushed back from certain job situations or society wise, once we motherfucking have equity, you don't have the power to do that shit. You see, they went and took the rifle from that couple that had the rifle pointed at the protesters and shit. You know, they took that bitch. Then they tried to take the handgun. They had a warrant for the rifle and the handgun. The couple said, well, our lawyer has the handgun. They talked to the old lawyer. Oh shit, they got a new lawyer. They talked to the new lawyer. Yeah, I'm their lawyer. I don't know where the gun at. Let me find out that Joe got a body order. They try to hide it. Let me find out they got a black market pistol in their crib too out there. Let me find out.
That's crazy. It's been a lot of pistols.
When I
pulled
say
out
two,
on
I ain't talking
protesters.
about me. I'm talking about like the people that they were acting like they were upset at.
But
because they were calling them thugs and shit.
I've been seeing a lot of pistols pulled out on a lot of people who either peaceful protesters or just people just being black, just in whatever situation they in. It's just right now.
Well,
it's
you guilty for being black. Driving while black has always been a thing. So is walking since fucking Stop and Frisk.
Yeah,
and it was before that, but then they had a statute behind them.
It's a lot of heightened frustration. So the one thing that I think that I see the most of is the protests on our behalf. But I saw my husband works up in the Northeast, right around the FOP headquarters, and they had their protest the other day, and it was just to see that aspect of it. It was.
I just saw that a White Lives Matter group on Facebook got overran by black people again, and that's hilarious because like they would say shit like, who's letting all these BLM people in? Like,
that's funny.
And it's just like it's a Facebook group, dumb.
Right.
You invited somebody you thought that was on your side that shared it with somebody on our side. Now it's over for you. You went viral, stupid. Like, this what you want, right? You want to be popping, right? You lit.
To see that protest was not that it was eye-opening, but it was informative. It made me still aware, because I feel so empowered when I see our protests and our rallies. But
no, it's the other side to that.
It's still an enemy,
But remember, I said that a few pods back when I was like, I watched the guy get arrested, the cop that did the fuck shit from the Northeast, and when he came out the police station, it was 200 plus cops according to the news out there. And then when he got down to the roundhouse, cops down there, and everybody's clapping and cheering and supporting.
Yeah, I saw that.
He's a criminal.
I saw some of that.
And I know it's innocent till proven guilty, but that's just a phrase in this country. Absolutely. It only applies to rich people, so I don't even know if he falls under that fucking category.
Yeah, right.
So it's just like, how are you with no mask on your face to hide your identity or anything out here supporting it? Like, if I was supporting the other side and they had committed a crime, I would have to hide my identity, because then y'all would be coming looking for me.
Right. Did you see 45 finally wore a mask?
He ain't had no choice. Had no choice. The polls dipped so fucking low, and one place finally said, you can't come in here. And instead of, like, if he would have, like, he was put in a situation where any other time he might have said, all right, well, fuck you then, I'll cancel. Now, if he would have canceled that shit right now because of that, oh my God. Bombs over Baghdad.
Right.
God damn it.
Right.
So it's just like, I know what it is. Like, mind you, he's dumb as fuck, but he ain't as dumb as he act. Like, he's good at playing dumb.
Yeah.
He's good at using privilege and, oh, I didn't know, when clearly you knew. Like, I watched the video where he was talking to them people recently. With one of his last speeches, the one that got, underwhelmingly packed, he was throwing up the sign, the joint with the fingers that they do this shit with the fingers. It was a guy, and it's crazy because on the news report, there's a guy in the audience that's standing there holding it up, right? And then they show him talking, and if you watch him talking, you know how he uses his hands a lot. This comes up multiple times while he's talking.
I feel like I've seen that before too.
And it's funny because, like, I'm from hip hop. I know how gang niggas do shit.
Right.
That's gang shit.
Right.
Like, I'm watching you throw up gang signs and act like you not.
Did you say that? I've never even.
I've seen basketball players throw up the blood sign after hit a 3-pointer. You know what I'm saying? Just hold it there. Like, before the mainstream was aware of what was going on. The streets do, like, oh shit, he draw, he don't give a fuck. Like, that's what he doing. It's the same thing. It's just like how, remember when ski motherfucker,
right.
oh ski, when that song first came out, they said, oh ski, oh, skeet skeet. A month later, it was because they figured it out. We was ahead of them. They didn't know what skeet skeet meant yet. Once they figured it out, you can't play it. They already played it for a month. On the video, I'm dead serious. Check the books. It literally happens like that, especially with hip hop. It's a lot of shit that they started bleeping.
You right.
Besides curse words, that like they weren't always bleeping, cause our slang's so crazy. Like they might have to start bleeping slime soon. You see what I'm saying? Because of the correlations attached to slime now. But at one time, you could make a song called "I'm Slimy," and it's not influencing nothing because they don't know. But your whole block is like, nigga.
You stupid. That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. I think censorship is a lot different than it used to be anyway. Like,
Has to be. Society changed.
Yeah, it was. I mean, even movies like, for me, I think it was like Terminator or like RoboCop. Like, they was PG-13, but watching them now, I'm like, this PG-13, this might kind of should have been R. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Well, you know what happened? There was a point between, and it's crazy because there's an intersection where everything went through it. Hip hop had to fight for the right to say what the fuck they wanted to say.
Shout out to Two Live Crew.
And video games started getting gory.
Yeah.
So they started paying attention to everything that your kids was bringing in. So it was video games, rap music, and movies. So everything
They always win.
Remember when they started putting
when they saw the kids? That's
they
how
started putting age ratings
fast.
on video games.
Yeah.
There was never a NC.
Right. Mario Brothers was Mario Brothers.
Yeah, like whatever it was what it was.
Right.
They had to start doing the parental advisory type shit. They took it a step further and actually said
When Mortal Kombat
17 and under
out.
and shit like that, and whatever the initials was. And everything changed. Rated R changed too. Because now we're gauging things based on something different. So why is it in this game if it can't be in this movie? You got to remember, like, even the oldest games, the cheesiest games we had, Street Fighters and Mortal Kombat and shit like that, you put in the code, you got the blood.
That's what I was saying.
You got the blood and the gore, and it still wasn't nothing like what you see now. Now you can see the hand go through the body, grab the heart, watch the heart pumping, squeeze the heart. Like, you see all type of shit now. It's different.
You see arteries and all kind of shit.
But you got to be 19.
Right.
Or you should be.
Right.
But it's funny because if you ever play them games with a headset on, there's a
but that's
fucking
just like you're supposed to be 13. You're supposed to
be
be on 13 on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook, and you see fucking 8-year-olds on.
You know how many countries is banning TikTok right now?
Yeah.
And you know we one of the ones that's contemplating it.
Yeah.
Like, motherfuckers be so hype, yo.
There's so many different laws. Like in Europe, in the EU, they have a law, like the copyright, the age of consent is 13. So it's a lot of things that you can and can't do over there.
That you can't do.
Right.
Well, you know, like one
not
thing,
the age of consent for a lot of things, but electronically, the age of consent is 13.
But even like a lot of rich people know, they always went on holiday vacation with their family, and when they went to Europe, they was allowed to drink. They was allowed to party in certain kind of clubs that you weren't allowed to do over here. They experienced all that shit. So like, they came back here, played cool, and still did the shit under wraps.
Right.
But at the same time, like, it's different. It's just like you can go state to state here, and the age of consent for as an adult to have sex with an adult is different state to state.
Oh wow.
It ain't 18 everywhere.
I thought it was 16.
No, it's 16 some places, 18 some places. Like, yeah. And not that that's something that
people should be going out looking for.
But it's weird shit that happens where you have a kid that's 18, has a girlfriend that's 16.
Right. All right.
And since he's black, he goes to jail for it. Where, if you know, like I know, when we was in high school, you could have been a freshman and went on the senior prom.
Listen, I lied about
y'all
my age.
Y'all in the same school.
I lied about my age. I had a fake ID. I feel bad.
But you could have got somebody in trouble.
That's what I'm saying. I feel bad because I could have got somebody. Knowing my dad, I had a pager when I was 13. When my dad found my pager, he went to page 1 on 52nd Street and told them he was going to sue them for entering into a contract with a minor. Like, that's the type of dad I had. Like, so can you imagine if he knew the type of things, you know what I'm saying? Like, I definitely would have got somebody locked up, and it wouldn't have been of their fault at all. Because, like I said, I definitely lied about my age. I had an ID to show and everything. Like,
and it's crazy because I remember, like, you know, we all grow up together and we live in the same neighborhood, same couple blocks. Everything be cool. At a certain point, I got to a certain age, and some of them younger girls around my way was at a certain age, but they was still a few years younger than me. And my dad, hey, don't have them around you.
Right.
And I'm not even looking at it like that. I'm like, that's what's the name? That's such a sister. Like they play football with us.
Right.
My mom looking like she ain't interested in football no more.
Right.
And you don't need to be caught up with her. And I'm talking about a few years younger. Like, not like something crazy. But at the same time, in my head, it's like, you know what? Danger zone, danger zone, danger zone. So I can't imagine if I didn't know them and I got swindled. I know a guy that had a baby with a girl that he thought was older than she was.
Man, my dad.
Good dude, too. Great dude. But he didn't know how old she was, and when he found out, it fucked him up. But she was already pregnant.
I was just at my folks' job yesterday, and he pointed out this dude that was 57. He said he just had a baby with an 18-year-old. She's grown, but I feel like you can be her fucking grandpa.
No, she not. And it's just like the conversation I was having with my homie yesterday. Like, his daughter about to go to college. And I'm like, yo, man, she almost like damn near an adult. Like, he like, she is an adult. I'm like, she's not an adult. Like, first of all, his daughter's a sweetheart. And I know she probably knows and does more than we're aware of because we're old fogies. But what I'm saying is, she's ready for the college world. She's not ready for the, I'm going to go out here and do my thing from the muscle yet.
Right.
Very intelligent and all of that. But it's a lot that comes with that. And me and you both know that. It's two different things.
Yeah, man.
And it's just like, and I know that he knows what I'm saying, but I'm like, I don't even want to confuse the verbiage right now.
Right.
Because we still have to make sure that she knows. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's not from an overprotective, lurking point of view. It's when we have these conversations, they have to be real conversations. I'm not going to keep telling you that you are an adult. I'm telling you that you're working towards being the great adult that you can be. And you're doing a great job thus far. But until you accomplish certain things and you can hold down certain things, it ain't kiss my asthma.
Right. Yeah.
You can't do that.
Yeah, I hope they have that kind of relationship with my kids.
And you know what's crazy? When you become an adult, you realize you're still not an adult. You know why? Because you can't tattoo your forehead till you get fuck you money.
Right.
Like, if you decided tomorrow you wanted to wild all the way out,
right,
and just cut one of your arms off, you still gotta go to work.
Right.
Like, it don't, you don't control that as much as you think you do.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
hell of an example, but I absolutely understand.
Well, I tattoo your forehead was a good one.
That was a good one. Cut my arm off.
But I mean, people.
You never know.
People have amputee fetishes and shit. Like, it's all type of shit that go on in this world.
Okay. All right.
You skipping that one?
I'm skipping that one
all right,
all
cool.
the way over.
We good. I was just wanted to say. But no, it's a lot. It's a lot that go on out here. But it's just, man. One thing for sure, two things for certain. Minus the bullshit, life's great.
Absolutely, life is good.
Life's great, and I appreciate having you guys in my life.
Oh, ditto.
Say that to the people. Ditto. I don't have no light on me though. I'm probably like in the shadow or something.
Out bright every day.
You was glowing. See, you was out on that water.
Every day. I was.
Got that glow. She said, "We don't need no lights today."
Listen.
Saf glowing.
That better be the only glowing.
I'm about to say I got glow jokes for days though, so we gonna stop there.
Yes, we are.
We gonna stop there. Oh, I want to shout out King Mar, Vu, Two Sides Podcast, Fear versus Love Entertainment for the shorts. Young and Black edition that they got out. I also had the Fear versus Love pups on, I think, only a couple weeks ago. But check them out too. Good dudes doing good things in the community, supporting motherfuckers. Mar posted a car wash the other day that was black owned, and I got out and drove and fucking went through and got my car washed.
I know, that's right. That's what you're supposed to do.
And it wasn't cheap neither. It wasn't one, and you know how niggas be like, black owned don't mean you get a discount. No, I paid more than I usually pay. Right. But I was happy to do so.
Right.
And I tipped. So that was even more.
Yo, I was hyped to find a black owned business in Chestnut Hill. for your lady parts, ladies. Those
Oh.
steaming.
That exquisite, John.
No, the V steaming. I'm not sure the name of the business, but it's black owned, and I know it's on Germantown Avenue. So.
You gotta get the name to us. We'll
Yeah. But I was
try to
hyped.
throw it
I was
up.
hyped to learn about that. So just
we'll
learned
throw it
about
up in
that
the graphics if you get us the name.
today. Mhm.
But if not, we'll shout them out next time.
Yep.
But like, that's what's up. That's what's up. And it's funny because it's the little things. And people always say, like I said before, there's people that's like, yo, I want to be out there with y'all, but I gotta whatever. And it's like, cool. You can also, before, when you need things, try to find a black business that does it first.
Right.
Make it your priority to
That's
try
definitely
black
my priority
first. Don't be one of these people that subscribe to the struggle of buying black. Sometimes you got to elevate your community and your circle also.
Absolutely.
Sometimes you're surrounded by a bunch of black people that's just picking up schemes. You have to find people that are creatives or have a real passion for what they do and support the people that are passionate, that put the time, the hours in. There's schooling hours, there's studying online hours, there's YouTube out, whatever the fuck they do that lets you know like they really care about this shit and they're aggressive about it in a real way where I see they want to blossom.
Right.
Support those people.
Absolutely.
And then even if they fuck up, I've been to businesses that had franchises all over the fucking globe. They fucked up too.
Right.
I fucked up in service.
I mean,
I've been in retail and cooking and shit.
major retailers fuck up. Everybody fuck up sometimes.
Like,
nobody's perfect. You know.
Yeah, a robot we are not.
You know. So I'm not saying it's a main, to continuously just allow the fuck ups, but at the same time you got to be empathetic too and understand that
And
people
before
are
you
human.
before you tell the world, why don't you tell them?
Absolutely. That's
how about
the
that part?
conversation I've been having.
How about if it's
in
my
my personal
brand
life.
and it's something that fall under my brand, before you tell everybody, well, damn, he don't got
Give
no
me the
pink
opportunity,
t-shirts.
right.
How about you say, yo, pink t-shirts would make a lot of sense because this, that, and the third. And I know I can get you 5 of them off. Then I'm going to make a dozen because the other 7 going to go.
Right.
I'll work with you and I might cut you a check or put your little signature on there. Yeah, designed by.
This edition, right.
That's what they did. This your shit. But
Right.
when you go to the public and say, but damn it, I wanted fucking pink, and this nigga said he got it, whatever, but it ain't pink. And I'm just using that in as example, but it's
Yeah.
like, just talk to me. Cause I might figure it out. I might also can explain it to you. There might be something that you want that you don't understand doesn't make sense.
Right.
You might want something in a certain season, when it culinary wise, that doesn't even make sense. You might want something prepared a certain way that I'm not allowed to prepare it because of insurance policies and
Right.
things. You might there's a lot of levels to things, and you could say, well, Outback would do it. Why won't Longhorns? Well, that's 2 different corporations as far as I know.
All right.
They subscribe to probably 2 different entities as far as who covers they back. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, you just gotta be patient with motherfuckers and realize nobody's covering a lot of our backs. So we're doing it for the muscle. We're trying to figure it out. A lot of times you buy a t-shirt from somebody one year, you buy one the next year, it's a better quality.
Absolutely.
You know why? They're working their way up.
Mm-hmm.
They working their way up. You gotta start somewhere. Y'all grinding Milano up because she had H&M shit. Meek wore a sweatsuit and now she lit.
Right.
What are we talking about?
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? But
Shout out to Milano.
yeah, I mean, shout out to everybody doing they thug motherfucking thizzle, man.
I just like how her story, how she took a lot of the negativity that was thrown to her and specifically made the metaphor of how they threw bricks at her and she used it to break her own wall and to build her own building, her own establishment. So
No, it's
I
a
like
beautiful
that.
thing. It's a beautiful thing. And even with her power and her connections, she's still not exempt from bullshit. Her store got hit too.
Mm-hmm.
But guess what she didn't do?
She ain't fold. She kept it moving.
You see what I'm saying? She ain't run around and drag a bunch of people through the mud neither. So we gonna get it again. And that's what it's about. Real quick before we get out of there, there's a documentary about Rich and Poe. Not the paid for movie, there's a documentary. And part of that documentary, I believe, is the Farrakhan speech that I refer to all the time, where he repeats and refrain over and over again. You could get it again.
Yeah.
You can get it again. If you take a life,
It ain't the setback, it's
you
the
can't
get
get that life back.
Right.
But if you lose something, you could get
Isn't
it
that in
again.
Belly?
No,
Something
it's
like
not.
that. But they was talking about something like that in Belly.
Yeah, but it's like if somebody takes something from you, you can
Mhm.
get that again. But if you take their life because of that,
They
You
emulated
can't
their
get
speech
that
ability.
again.
I think.
And it's just like he literally goes from you could get it again, you could get it again, you could get it again. Like,
Right.
and it's just like it rings in my head when I think of certain losses. Like I could do that shit again. If I built this and it something happened to it, you know what? I could do that again until I can't.
Yo, I got that from my dad. Like, you know that he was up, and, you know, lost it all. And he said somebody told him, he was like, yo, if I was you, man, I'd jump out the window or something. I'd, like, hang myself or something.
I
like,
bet you
just
would.
kill myself. My dad was like, for what? Like,
I bet you would. That's why you ain't me.
Exactly. Like, for what? Like, I can get it again. I could do it again. Like, it's not that deep. Like,
Mind you, this wasn't a thing before you knew about it.
right.
It was an idea.
Right.
And I made it a thing.
Right.
And this thing was monumental. It ran longer than most businesses do in general.
Mm-hmm.
And it was based on what I did.
Mm-hmm. And I'm going to say shout out to him because he did it by himself. Like,
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's why I said it was based on what he did. Because it's not like Bill Gates did and somebody else came up with the server and then you provided it. No, what happened was I had an idea and I made it a thing.
Mm-hmm.
It was my baby. I brought other people in to support my vision.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't buy somebody's vision. I didn't buy into somebody's vision. We didn't sit around a campfire and come up with a vision together.
Mm-mm.
I had an idea that's still a thing in Philadelphia history. You still can go through archives and find out what I produced for this city in awareness through a free editorial.
Right.
So, like, that's a different level of creation and entrepreneurship because a lot of people call themselves entrepreneurs and, like we say, there's levels. Yeah, you can invest in shit. Cool. But when you can create shit, you don't never have to find nothing to invest in again.
Right.
You just create again.
Right.
What I say, Spike Lee crowdfunded most of the movies we saw, which is essentially GoFundMe.
Right.
He's been doing it for years.
Before it was a thing.
Before it was a thing. It wasn't an app for it. He was running around hollering at people with money and letting them know, I need some bread and you probably not going to get nothing back and you won't have no ownership of my shit.
Right.
And they invested because it was Spike and they believed in him. Does that make him any less of a Spike?
Absolutely not.
But you know what it was? He was the creative.
Mm-hmm.
He can do it over and over and over and over and over again.
And did.
A motherfucker with money can only dream or imagine or try to pay
Or I was gonna say.
But you know, whatever. We got crazy again and it was a good talk.
Let's go crazy.
But this your part. This is when you do your thing.
So, you know, you can find me on thescenemagazine.com for your positive platform for everything you need and you want, from entertainment to education and everything in between. Holla at me at onthescenemagazine.com.
Yeah. Nah, but you catch us every Thursday, 4 p.m. we drop. That's what we do. We love happy hour. Catch me every Friday with the Fly Boys on Flyboy Friday Radio, Glocawear Radio, every Friday 4 to 6 p.m. Another happy hour. Great times. YouTube, Glocawear app, website, all available. Whole lot of good shit. Shout out to Toucan. Shout out to DJ Freaky Free.
Absolutely.
Shout out to the Logo Poe and everybody else that's in the Glocawear team. We appreciate you. Look up on Instagram, Font Philly, and look at the videos. Check out the price list. Get your situation right. A lot of people that you think wouldn't need her help are reaching out to her as we speak because it's necessary. And I ain't giving no names up, but I'm going to keep it G with you. So make sure you check her out. Get your business right. Follow the situation and share it in all actuality. But that's all I had to really say. Besides, I'm not all right. And it's okay for you not to be all right. They fucking with us.
Yeah.
So when they ask you how you feel, tell them I'm not all right. And when they ask you why, if you don't feel like explaining or have the words to explain it, just give them the look. Tell them to watch CNN. Tell them to tune in to Sammie. I don't know, one of them things. But don't keep lying to these people to appease them. Because they know you should be fucked up. And if you ain't, they're going to play it a different way. So just take advantage of the fact that you allowed to be fucked up whenever the fuck you want to be fucked up, especially when it's blatant that Breonna Taylor's killers still haven't been arrested.
Right.
But this is Sippin' with Sammie. I am Sippin' with Sammie. Sam Malone, Barstool, Rug. If you ain't sippin' with Sammie, you ain't sippin' right. Get your fucking life together. And we see you next week and in between. Check out the Trippins too. Dropped a new Trippin' this week. For the Love. Shout out to For the Love. And once again, Fear versus Love. Fuck with y'all.
Sam Malone. Sam Malone. Yeah. Sam Malone.
You're listening to Mozart.
They said what? Who? What? Who? What? Who? Shit. What? Cognac and glass, getting busy on them. They say it's kiss my ass. Too busy for them, can't knock me off my path. Too grizzly for them, digging homeboy through the math. Ain't shit before, ain't naming forms till I'm paid for it. That ain't what I came for. Rather say my name, cause it's Barstool, Sam Malone. They wanna see me gone, but I'm going road trip rude, switching time zones. Right, forever paid, sight set on a new phase. Greater cheddar days, my name doing bad, seen better days. So I check her, then it's back to chasing checks. New slave, sneaker pimpin' since young. I don't do J's. Barstool, who? Sam Malone. What? Barstool, who? Sam Malone. What? Barstool, who? Sam Malone. They said what? Barstool, who? Sam Malone. What? Yeah. Barstool, who? Sam Malone. What? They said Barstool, who? Sam Malone. Same shit, different bartender. Yeah. Real facts, most y'all niggas bore me. Corny with your real rap, most floor me. Spittin' how you kill cats. Nigga wouldn't heard a fly, ain't even kill tracks. Bones where the real at, Pope where the kill at. Bun said you niggas ain't trill, know you feel like crowd yelling. Ruger can't help it. Been destructive stages, I melt them. Keep the ladies yelling. Say I got that comeback, I numb that. Only blowing balls to jaws, I only slum sack. 5 bags strong from the mall. Shorty got gifts, and my turkey bacon and grits served topless. What? Barstool, who? Sam Malone. What? Barstool, who? Sam Malone. What? Barstool, who? Sam Malone. Say it. What? Barstool, who? Sam Malone. What? Louder, who? Yeah, Sam Malone. What? Barstool, who? Sam Malone. Average ain't the option, it don't exist, that's why I'm confident. Can't fuck with this, arrogant, full of myself, yeah, you full of shit. If I wrote a story about life, wouldn't get through this shit. Planes can't understand, I obtain the status. Think it's suspend involved, the way we get at it. Played the cup for months, now I'ma let them have it. Fuck with me, you know I got it, Malone magic. Ain't rich famous, styling like I made it. Only yo got the 2 people that made me. Block that raised me ever since a baby. Been destined for you to say he's who? Barstool, Sam Malone, long hair controlling the chromed out microphone. What? Barstool, Sam Malone, fuck next, I'm heir to the throne. They wanna see me gone. What? Barstool, who?